Welcome to Road and Track TV. This episode, we take a look at the fastest cars in America. Our first story by that name appeared in the pages of the magazine in September 1985, when we top speed tested 14 cars from a variety of nations. This time we choose to take a look at 10 all-American muscle cars. 5 are completely stock, straight off the factory floor. The remaining 5 are highly modified versions of the same cars, flagships of firms dedicated to enhancing these cars to their fullest potential. For the testing, we're using the Firestone Tire Test Center in a remote corner of West Texas. The high-speed oval is a seemingly endless 7.7-mile ribbon of asphalt. The straightaways are 1.5 miles long, connected by two 2.3-mile curves. It's hard to find a more perfect venue for top speed testing. Our 5 bone stock cars are the Chevrolet Camaro Z28 and Corvette ZR1, the Dodge Viper, the Ford Mustang GT, and the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. On hand with the modified cars are Vortech Engineering with a supercharged Camaro Z28, Doug Rippie Motorsports with a 550 horsepower Corvette ZR1, Hennessey Motorsports with its Venom 550 Viper, Lingenfelter Performance Engineering with a Firebird 383, and Saleen with a supercharged S351 Mustang. As the cars are prepared, we're setting up our testing equipment out on the track. Following our normal procedures, the test area has been measured and marked off, and timing lights set up with great care to ensure accurate results. Speeds were also double-checked with a radar gun. The test day turns out to be mild, with the temperature peaking at 85 degrees and low winds. Capitalizing on the cool morning air, we run top speed tests as early as possible, with a random running order determined by drawing numbers. Driving the cars for top speed is Road and Track contributing editor Phil Hill, 1961 Drivers' World Champion, arguably the greatest driver this country has ever produced. After each run, we'll hear from Phil as he gives us his first-hand impressions of each car. First up, Vortech Engineering with their potent Camaro Z28.
It's a centrifugal supercharger for the
Centrifugal?
94, 95 LT1 packages. The only modifications that have been done to the motor are headers, the exhaust system that's still breathing through the cats, should put out 8.5, 9 pounds of boost, around 400 horsepower.
How's the blower driven?
It's driven off the crankshaft. We add another, it's a one-piece pulley. One belt drives the accessory drive, another belt drives the supercharger.
The V1A supercharger bumps the LT1 V8 to an impressive 400 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. This is attained with the help of headers, an auxiliary fuel pump, an ignition amplifier, and a Flowmaster exhaust system with low restriction mufflers.
There's 5th. Now the thing really starts to accelerate. The revs are up, approaching 6 now. We're going right around the banking now at around 170 miles an hour. Now we're going to have to start slowing down.
Okay, how'd the car feel at speed?
It feels very, very good. It's very steady. The brakes are phenomenal. Really outstanding brakes.
Right.
I did several brakies from the 160s down several times. It was really very special in that department. And the way the progressiveness of the power and everything is wonderful. There isn't any of that annoying having to readjust your throttle position that you get with turbos, where all of a sudden you've got lots more than you want and everything. It's just all very much there in a linear sort of fashion.
Great, thank you.
The Camaro's LT1 engine is based on the classic Chevy small block V8, which displaces 350 cubic inches and produces 275 horsepower at 5,000 RPM. It has special reverse flow cooling that allows for cooler cylinder heads and higher compression ratios.
Okay, give me the speed, Patrick.
It's 155.31.
Thank you. How did it feel at those speeds?
Just much more like a road car, in that it was quiet, soft, easy, wiggled around, a little bit susceptible to the wind, more so than the other car, but it didn't feel in any way race bred. I tried throwing it all around and everything, and it's just so stable that your grandmother could drive it to the store and back at those speeds. Very surprised that a stalker can, a total stalker could do this.
Saleen S351s are sold only as entire cars, and though they are certainly modified Mustangs, they are production cars, not one-offs, with specially ported and polished heads and other tweaks that might help eke out a few extra miles per hour.
This is an amazing sort of a vehicle. It's sold right out of Ford dealerships, and so it's really about as stock as any car that there is here today.
Saleen Mustangs meet all federal emission standards and are backed by the full Ford factory warranty.
It felt very good. It's got a bit of a either prop shaft rumble or tire balance or something. It's just there, and it feels like it needn't be there. You know, it's a little bit bothersome, but it's just a lovely car.
How about stability, wind noise, any other?
It's amongst the quieter of them. You know, just altogether pleasant.
The Mustang GT uses the classic 302 cubic inch V8 first seen in the 1968 Mustang. It's the smallest and least powerful engine of the group, producing 215 horsepower at 4,200 RPM.
It's a weird one. It goes the same speed in fifth as it does in fourth. I wish I could say more about it. I don't know really what to say about it. It just feels like just a car, you know.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It just feels very tame. How fast did it go?
135.
Huh. Well, maybe that's why.
Okay, a couple basic things. The one significant thing about this car is it will pull its top speed in 6th gear, not 5th.
Okay.
In 6th gear, you're going to be doing good to get somewhere up close to 4,000 RPM.
Okay.
What I would recommend is once you get it out and get it in 6th, just to leave the hammer down, and it'll just continue to pull.
Okay.
We don't know where it'll stop, so we're going to find that out from your driving.
What's the what's
It's
the
rev limit at 62, and I'd suggest shift points somewhere between 55 and 6.
John Hennessey's extensive modifications start with the Venom 550 system upgrade. This includes a 3-inch stainless steel exhaust, stainless steel headers, larger throttle bodies, new camshaft, stainless steel rocker arms, and hardened push rods. These improvements push the already potent Viper V10 to produce 550 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 550 foot-pounds of torque at 4,500.
Just about ready to finish the lap.
Okay, Andy, it's 174.83.
Thank you. Yeah, tell me about it. How'd it feel out there?
It's noisy as anything.
Right.
Needless to say, and an enormous amount of strange stuff going on here, and you know, not stable like the other cars have been so far.
Okay.
But other than that, it's a wonderful car, tremendously flexible. Just unbelievable how once you quit trying to see how fast the thing will go, you can find yourself still cruising at 170 because of the low revs and general ease of, you know, tremendous torque and all that. You know, it feels like it's got some Cobra ancestry or something.
The Vipers are the only cars here with V10 pushrod engines. Both displace 488 cubic inches, making them the largest engines in the test. The stock Viper produces 400 horsepower at 4,600 RPM and 450 foot-pounds of torque at 3,600.
For some reason, it seems more stable than the other one.
Okay.
As far, maybe the roof's getting into it on the other one or something like that. I really don't know. But this one still is capable of giving you a real tweak when there's a gust. I'm telling you, you know.
Yeah,
did you get any gusts? Yeah, I got one big yank, but it acts like it is more sort of self-correcting than the other one. That's a weird thing to say. It was just a matter of getting used to it or something.
When you get it back in the banking, get it up to the 175, which is about 7,200.
In fifth.
In fifth. Put it in sixth as soon as you feel comfortable back there.
And then just let it.
This car handles, I mean, Barry runs it on the racetrack, so it's pretty tricked out. You should be pretty comfortable in the car.
The Rippie ZR1 is an impressive mating of a 550 horsepower engine with an exceptionally well-balanced chassis. Doug Rippie has totally redone the ZR1's normal LT5 power plant, boring and stroking it to displace 385 cubic inches.
It's a pretty tremendous car.
Crankshaft, camshaft, pistons, iron liners, engine management, you name it, have all been redone.
Okay, the top speed for that is 186.80.
Gotcha, thanks. Tell me how it felt out there.
I can't believe that it's just the contrast between the Viper and this, but it seemed to be the most aerodynamically stable of them all. Could that be or not?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it just really is. It's just steady as a rock everywhere. I think it's the best of the bunch. Of course, I could be being deceived a bit, having just got out of a Viper.
The ZR1 uses a cast aluminum block V8 made for Chevy by Mercury Marine. Lotus was also involved in the design of this very impressive power plant. Unfortunately, this special Corvette has reached the end of its production run, and the last ZR1 rolled off the assembly line in May of this year.
It's minus most of the rumble that the other car had, whatever the heck it is. So it makes it much more like a normal road car.
Okay.
It's smooth and quiet and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't have near the precision of driving it that the
Rippie car did?
Rippie car did. No. I mean, the fact that you're going that fast, it says a lot for it anyhow. You know, the fact that it's a stock car. Rear relax time at amazingly high speeds. What are revs that one should expect? Whatever, it'll stay.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna run out of revs. It'll get 140, 50. When you get close to corner, just drop in fifth, and the harder you run it, the better it'll be.
Okay.
John Lingenfelter's Firebird gets its power from a thoroughly massaged, normally aspirated LT1 V8 that displaces 383 cubic inches.
These corners just go on and on and on and on. And then these little short straightaways. I can't read off any speeds for you because the speedometer is pegged a long time ago. It's really a wonderful machine.
Apart from its extensive engine work, Coney double adjustable shock absorbers, larger front anti-roll bar, and springs that lower the car slightly, little else has been done to modify the Firebird.
It really is an astounding vehicle.
How did it feel? Did it feel stable at speed?
Stable as can be. It's just really delightful. Of course, the radius on these turns is just incredible.
Right. How about the supercharged power versus the normally aspirated that this car has?
Gosh, to tell you the truth, the centrifugally supercharged one had a wonderful linearity to the power also. It was just they're different, you know. And this one is how can you complain with a speed like that, and also with an unsupercharged engine? It's just amazing.
The Firebird's 350 cubic inch V8 is the same LT1 engine as in the stock Camaro Z28. The Trans Am was also the only car on the track with a 4-speed automatic. This stock car's impressive performance is a testament to the amazing improvements made in the design of automatic transmissions over the years.
It's a delight to be able to have a thing change down at 110 miles an hour and run it up to 125 and change up. You know, that's a rarity for an automatic, right?
Yeah. Was it stable out there on the track at those
stable as anything, yeah.
Okay.
You could just go all day long like that. It was really quite nice. I even turned the air conditioning on after the timing was over.
After lunch, it was time to generate the figures so important to the muscle car fan, 0 to 60 miles per hour and quarter-mile times, using the Radar Sales Stalker testing system. For these tests, we let the owners of the modified cars take the wheel, while we tested the stock Detroit iron.
Well, we've had a most remarkable few days out here in the middle of nowhere in West Texas, and on the 7-mile track here, and we've learned an awful lot of things that are particularly remarkable to me, in that most of the cars here exceed the speed, the maximum speed of my Formula One cars over the years bracketing the 1950s and 60s. This is really astounding when you think of where development has carried things. It's been truly remarkable. Our fastest car has gone over 190 miles an hour, and it can still go to the store.
All the cars we've looked at were fast enough to easily double our national speed limit. But cars such as the ZR1 Corvette and the Viper are so potent from the factory that significant performance gains are not that easy to make. Nevertheless, Doug Rippie and John Hennessey have clearly found ways to improve the breed for a price. Substantial improvements are easier to make with the Camaro, Firebird, and Mustang. For less than the added price of a typical family sedan, both F-body cars can be made into tractable, everyday rockets, either via the Vortech Supercharger route or through John Lingenfelter's small block wizardry. Then again, you can go down to any Ford dealer and buy a supercharged Saleen S351 Mustang. Isn't it nice to have options? So, who can lay claim to the fastest car in America? Certainly the Lingenfelter Firebird, with its top speed of 192 miles per hour, is the reigning champion among the modified cars. And with a price under $45,000, it's one of the least expensive in the test. Among the stock cars, the ZR1 Corvette was clearly the winner with a top speed of 178 miles per hour. If we had an award for most bang for the buck, it would go to the stock Firebird and Camaro, both of which ran well over 150 miles per hour, but still get 25 miles per gallon on the highway. Finally, the true winner is you, the car enthusiast. As we've seen, technology is making more powerful cars available to more people for less money. And this is a trend that's certain to continue. For Road and Track, I'm Thomas Bryant.